We're on to learning unit number 6. This is our last full unit, and as you will note, there are a few extra days to complete this content. And the reason for that is because immediately after this upcoming Tuesday, you are on Thanksgiving break. So let's look at learning unit 6. You're watching this video. As always, there is a description of what our topic is, and we're really looking at advancing the health of individuals by making sure that all have access to affordable and equitable health, behavioral, and social services. So we're looking at concepts such as quality of care, value-based care, access to care, equitable care, and furthering our information on the vulnerable populations that we are looking at developing our expertise in, further developing our expertise in, and serving. So learning outcomes are to better understand the connections between cost and quality of care, especially for vulnerable populations, but for all residents of the United States, and then locate materials and resources that can really assist vulnerable populations, such as local core safety net health centers. So you're going to be looking through a lot of material. You're reading Chapter 10 and the conclusion. So we're finishing up our book on Compassionomics. You're going to be doing a discussion board, post only, and then completing your flip or your Compassionomics video, ScreenPal video number 2. So let's look at that a little bit more then. Here's your readings. I hope you are enjoying Compassionomics as much as I did. And this is an excellent TED Talk by Dr. Benson Hugh about value-based quality care. So I want you to start with this to start you off on and really provide a foundation for you this week. And then instead of getting right into the readings, I want you to look at what you're going to be doing for the discussion board number 6. So I want you to provide a summary of what you learned about value-based care, along with what you learned about federally funded health centers. And you're going to share with us the closest health center to you, or to where many of your patients reside, and share a little bit more about what services are offered at the center. Again, a post only. Now, how do we know how to answer that? Well, here are the readings. So I want you to read and reflect on some of these. And first of all, some of them are really short, and this is generated by AI. But I asked AI what was the definition of national health expenditures. You're going to see that our authors of Compassionomics talk about national health expenditures, so NHE. So that is the official estimate of the total amount spent on healthcare in the U.S. Well, what does that include? I thought it was important for us to recognize that it includes all healthcare goods and services, from hospital care to prescription drugs to nursing home care. It includes public health activities, the administration of government that provide these services, like you're going to see in HRSA, health insurance, healthcare investments. So it is a pretty global term, is it not? But then you're going to then look, and you can look very quickly, and here's the pages on Compassionomics that the authors talk about NHE. So we're going to look at the fact sheet here, but you've going to click on here, And this provides us with a lot of information. Now it's numbers, right? You're going to want to just scroll through this relatively quickly. But NHE grew, these are the most recent stats, so the most recent data going back to 22, but how it grew 4.1% in 2022 and how much of the gross domestic product that is. What about it grew exponentially? Well, Medicare, Medicaid, private health insurance, out-of-pocket spending. So you can look through some of this information, what's projected, what is our future looking like, and this isn't sustainable. So I want you to just kind of scroll through, see what information really stands out for you, but this is from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. So I do want you to at least get a generalized idea about the spending historically and projected. This is an optional read. I know there's a lot of reading in this course and we move very fast, but I found it to be very beneficial for me, at least getting some idea of the history behind the rising cost of healthcare. Why has healthcare gone up in cost so dramatically in each and every year? So it gives you a really nice look, a historical summary. But please note, this is written by, it's called The Balance. It's a for-profit personal finance company. It's not a peer-reviewed journal article, but I do believe it gives us a historical summary of the policy and the reasons for the healthcare costs of our country. Optional read. So then this is just a quick review. What is HRSA? I just want to make sure that everybody knows about HRSA. What do they do? And this is going to tie into the healthcare services that we look at. So please know that HRSA's mission is to improve health outcomes and achieve health equity through access to quality services, a skilled health workforce, and innovative, high-value programs, and they have some specific goals. So HRSA is the Health Resources and Services Administration, and I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew what HRSA was, because then we're going to look at the federally funded health centers. And this is a handout for patients, but it's quite informative actually. And if you so choose, you can make sure that when you're dealing with your vulnerable population or just populations that are vulnerable as we care for patients, that health centers for primary health care are available across the country. And you can look through that some of the services are free or based on income and family size. So these are for those that are perhaps uninsured, can't afford to pay, they don't turn anyone away. So I want you to look through this information. It's funded by HRSA, all the care that's provided, what they do. And then if you want to find, you're going to need to do this for our discussion board, you can find a health center near you or where your patients reside just by clicking on right here. Or you can click on Find a Health Center through HRSA.gov. So this is a really great resource as we care for those most vulnerable. And next, we're going to look at what is value-based care and whether it makes a difference or not. So I want you to read through this information because it's important that we're all familiar with what is value-based care. Now, again, in our video that introduced and really formed the foundation for this week, Dr. Hugh talks about value-based care. But does value-based care make a difference? And that is the readings for this week. And then you're going to, this is the link for your ScreenPal video discussion. And before I put this on, hold on one second, I'm going to change the preview to the student preview to show you what you're going to see. We're going to come back to learning unit number 6, which we can't, but we can go under course assignments because I have that open here. So ScreenPal video discussions number 2, this is your second, and you're going to view the instructions, which I'm asking that you do another ScreenPal, like a TED Talk video. Again, you're limited to 5 minutes, but help us to better understand how this quote that comes from the book, high compassion is associated with low burnout. I want you to be able to explain that to us on the video. And then feel free, if you haven't gotten to 5 minutes, to share another gem that really resonated with you, that you read somewhere between chapter 6 and the conclusion, or how the information that you learned throughout the book will change your nursing practice and nursing leadership going forward. So the first part that's a needed, necessary part of this is help us to understand how this quote is possible, that high compassion is associated with low burnout. The authors do explain that. And then you're going to, it's worth a maximum of 100 points, and you're going to upload that here. So that, and if you need the directions again, I have them listed here. So that's the end of learning unit number 6. Remember, it's a longer time, so you don't need to complete anything until that Tuesday, the 26th. And then we go on to a Thanksgiving break. And I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And we return for a shortened week on December 2nd. And you're going to have some information there about advocacy for the vulnerable. And then we're going to finish up with finals week, where you're going to do your final course reflection.